The Garden Guide is brought to you by Halifax Seed.
Now this is amazing, Emily, because here we are, about a month since we last got together, and we have plants.
You have plants. These were the ones you started.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
They look great.
Absolutely.
Okay, and this was a tomato plant, Tomato Nova.
This is the Nova,
Okay.
so this is new to us this year.
All
Beautiful yellow cherry
forward to that.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, as a rule of thumb, are normally mid-June when you're planting them out, so they need to go in a bigger pot. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to, all these cell packs, they
come apart there.
They do kind of break apart.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
And you can just kind
there we
of
go.
tease them away. So, you know, these have completely outgrown
their
their
container.
pot.
Okay.
So all you need to do, and tomatoes are really cool. When they start to grow, little nodes start to form on their stems.
Oh, what is that?
These are they're roots looking for nutrients in soil.
Already? Okay. Oh.
So I'm just gonna.
So they need a place to go.
Take the cell pack and rip it down.
Open. Okay.
You don't want to pull it out by the stem because you could easily break it. As far as pots and choosing the right container to move into, you have a few options. You have plastic, you have Jiffy, and you have fiber. I really like to use when it's going to be a plant that's going to take a little bit longer inside. I always stick with plastic just because it's going to minimize the mess, and I do use them from year to year.
Okay.
If you have something that's going to be inside for maybe 4 weeks or something like that, using a Jiffy or a fiber is really great because you can take this and plant it directly in the ground.
Oh.
And it'll break down.
It'll break down. Oh, cool.
Which is
Okay,
really
like
great.
compost. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So what I've done here is I've filled this already with some Pro Mix.
Pro Mix, potting soil. Okay.
The pot, yep. So it's a sterilized potting mix, really important, especially when you're growing inside, to use that sterilized potting mix. I've made a pretty big hole.
Yeah, big hole. Yeah, I see that.
Because what I want to do with the tomato, so I'm going to
It's like as deep as my index finger, or my middle finger pretty much. Oh, and you're like loosening it all up.
loosen the root systems. And then what I want to do with the tomato is get it as deep into the soil, kind of
that deep.
move
Okay.
the plant around. So where all of those nodes are going to be buried. You can bury a tomato super deep. So I'm going to go right to that first
kind of
stem that's coming out, and I'm going to bury it.
Really?
When it comes to nutrients available, you really want to make sure you're continuing to fertilize. The plants are large enough now that they can handle, and they're looking for nutrients.
Okay.
So there's a couple things that I do like to use. I like to use a diluted mix of 10-52-10. It's a synthetic fertilizer. It's water soluble,
Like
so
this.
it's in that there.
Yeah.
I mix it in with water. Fertilize with this probably every 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Just very lightly.
A little spritz there.
I'm just going to spritz this in.
Okay.
Another really important option to use is an organic fertilizers. Organics stay into the soil a little bit longer. This Neptune's Harvest fish and seaweed fertilizer, ton of micronutrients. So, right now we still have snow cover. It's been tough for the gardeners. You really want to think about starting a lot of your stuff inside.
Okay.
Starting them inside is going to give them a head start, and you'll be ready to plant them out when the temperatures warm up and your soil temperature comes to where it should be and all that great stuff.
So what else can we plant inside now?
This week, I'm suggesting that you start some broccoli, some cabbage, and this really fun new variety. It's a cross between a kale and a Brussels sprout.
Oh!
New this year, really excited. Get to work, Heidi.
Wow, okay. That's going to take more time than the show allows. But thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And we'll see you again so soon here on The Garden Guide. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sign of the